Hi, everyone. So we are going to go through our Bone Builders workout for this week. So this will be for the week of March 13th, 14th, if you start on Monday. Um, and what we're going to do is I'm going to go through it in real time. So we'll actually do the two sets of 12 for each one. And then I have a couple of variations I'm going to show you, and then one new exercise that you can add on for this week. So let's go ahead and get started. And we will start with a warm up. So let's take a big deep breath in, reach up, exhale down. Again, inhale, reach up. Exhale, lower the arms down. All right, so keep the arms down by the sides. Let's do a few head turns here, looking over the right shoulder, back to center, to the left, back to center. Do that again. Slowly look over the right shoulder, center, and to the left, and back to center. All right, so next thing we are going to do is take the arms here in front. We're going to do a little push and pull. So warming up here through the back and the shoulders. Excuse me just a minute. I just realized I left my phone on. I thought I turned it off. I want it beeping or ringing at me. All right, good. And then let's take the arms out to the sides. We're going to turn the palms up. Let's do our shoulder taps, warming up into the arms. Good. All right, very good. Now let's drop the arms down by the sides, and then we're going to do some shoulder rolls up, back, and down. And let's try to kind of slow these down a little bit. So pull the shoulders up, roll the shoulders back, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and drop them down. So it's kind of a nice big movement, really getting into those shoulders and into the back, even opening up through the chest a little. All right, good. Now drop the arms down by the sides. Let's step the feet apart, and then we're going to do that weight shift from side to side for our lower body warm up. So side to side here, and just keep moving those arms. All right, good. Now let's take the weight over to that right leg. We're going to get into that right knee, stepping that left foot out just a little further. So you're going to kind of sit back and down. As you do that, you should feel a little stretch here into that inner thigh. You may need to step it out a little wider. Try not to go too far with the knee forward. So you want to focus on right here. You're going to feel this into the glutes as well. All right, now switch it over to the other side, hold it. And we're not holding these as long as we do with a regular stretch at the end. Good, then bring it back to center, step your feet in, and then let's stand nice and tall. Take one more big deep breath in, reaching up, and then exhale, lower the arms down. All right, so we are going to start with our first exercise, which is our front squat. And we will take the dumbbells here in front of the shoulders. Keep those elbows in at the sides. Remember, you can take the arms down if that's a little more comfortable for you. We want to get the feet fairly wide, toes pointing forward. Engage those abdominal muscles by pulling the belly button to the spine. Let's sit back and down and up. Good. 2. We're doing 12 of these. Just breathe normally here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, 11, and 12. Okay, good. Drop the arms down. We're going to shake the legs out. And if you want to set the weights down in between, kind of stretch or shake out the hands, you can. All right, and then we're going to go right into our set 2. All right, so again, taking the hands up, toes pointing forward, engage the abdominal muscles, squat back and down, coming up, squeezing into the glutes. And again, we're going to do 12 of these. I'll turn a little to the side for this set so you can see, to make sure that you are pushing your hips back and make sure those knees are not coming over the front of the toes. Okay, good. Should be 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right, good. Okay, so let's set the weights down. And while we're doing this, we're not going to take as the stretches like we do, in class, like in between. If you need to pause the video and take a little bit more time in between sets or even in between exercises, please feel free to do that. That's kind of the benefit of a recording. You can pause it if you need to. All right, so we're going to our single arm row next. So we want one weight and we want the chair. And we are going to come around behind the chair here. And again, get yourself kind of set up here, little bit of a hinge from the hip. Left hand is on the back of the chair just to give you a little upper body support. We're going to step the right foot back, bend into that left knee just a little. So again, you have a straight line kind of at an angle down your spine from the back of the head all the way down. Keep the arm here, down from the shoulder. We're going to pull the elbow up, squeeze that right shoulder blade in towards the spine. So elbow kind of coming up and back. Good. Keep the shoulders squared so you're not lifting or dropping one shoulder more than the other. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Keep those abdominals engaged too. All right, here's 2 more. Last one. All right, good. Okay, so just switch on over, take your left leg back, use the left arm. I'm going to turn just so I'm facing you with the side we're working. So same thing here, lift, squeeze that left shoulder blade in towards the midline, towards the spine. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, very good. All right, you can set your weight down on this one. Take a second, shake the arms out. I'm going to grab my water. I forgot to set it close to me here. Make sure you're drinking plenty of water as we're doing our exercises here. All right, so we want to start back on that right side just to give this left arm a little bit more rest. So I will turn. You can again stay right in the same place. And then we're stepping that right foot back. Make sure that straight line down the spine, and then lift and lower. 2, 3, 4. Good. Make sure your belly's not kind of dropping down and you're getting a necessary arch here in the back. You want to try to keep that lower back nice and flat. And one way to do that is to engage those abdominal muscles. So pulling that belly button up towards the spine. All right, we should have two more here. Finish out 12. Okay, good. All right, so just you can switch it over. I'll turn one more time. And again, stepping that left foot back this time, working the left arm. And here we go for 12. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, very good. All right, so we're going to set the weight aside, and then we are going to our single leg squat using the chair. Now, remember with this one, I'll show you the modification if you prefer to do that, if it works better for you. This is a lot of glute work, so if your glutes are a little bit weak or really tight, you might have a hard time with this one, so you can do this with both feet on the floor. Let's start. Again, I'll show you here with the foot up, and again, knees are kind of lined up. Foot can either be on the toes, you can be flat, whatever works better for you. This leg kind of gives you a place to sit back to. Now, if you're doing this on the floor, same thing. You're going to take the leg that would be on the chair, you're just going to take it back, and you're going to do that same squat back and down. Imagine you have that leg there, or just kind of sit back and down towards the chair and come back up. So I'll do a set with my foot on the chair, and then the other leg I'll do it standing, just so you see it both ways. All right, so again, hold on to something here. This is a lot of balance work, so don't feel like you have to try to maintain your balance. Make sure you hold on to something. All right, so we're going to sit back and down and come up. And again, you can see I kind of had to reposition my leg a little bit there. If you have to do that with any exercise and reposition, just so that sometimes when we start, we're not quite in the right spot. And so just take your time, reposition if you need to. Good. This is 6, 7, 8. Remember, keep your eyes forward, like you're kind of focusing on something here on the wall. And that way you're not dropping that head down. All right. There's one more here. Okay, good. All right, so shake the legs out. Now I'm going to do the right leg. Instead of taking it up on the chair, I'm going to do it with the foot back, just so you can see a full set this way. And remember, your feet are here. They're not, in a tandem stance. You want some space between the legs. So kind of a staggered stance here. And again, go ahead and take your foot up on the chair, the right foot if that works, if that's what you're doing. All right, so same thing, pushing the hips, sitting back like you're going to sit towards the chair. Come back up. Good. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, good. All right, so that's your standing with both feet on the floor. Um, Now, one thing with that one, you might not feel that one in the standing leg quite as much as you do if you're doing it with the foot on the chair. And that's just because you have weight in both legs now. You're not putting all that weight into the standing leg, but you're still getting plenty of benefit from the exercise. So, that'll just take a little, again, it's a modification, so it's going to take a little bit um, kind of modifying that exercise, but you're still getting all the benefits. So, okay, back to our other leg. Again, if you need a little bit more rest time, go ahead and pause the video and we'll get ready to do the left leg on the chair again. All right, so let's go ahead and bring that foot up. And again, make sure you're holding on to something. If you are on one leg, go ahead and push the hips back and down and up. Good. 2, 3, 4, looking straight ahead. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, good. All right, shake both legs out. We're going to switch it over to take the right leg on the chair. I'll take my leg on the chair this time. All right, and then set that foot up. Get yourself set, standing nice and tall. Kind of find that spot on the wall to focus on. And then let's bend the knee, sit back and down towards the heel, come back up. And remember, engage those abdominal muscles. As you come up, squeeze into the glutes. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right, very good. Okay, we're shaking the legs out. Again, take a little bit more time in between if you need to rest. We'll do some stretches. I'll do some stretches at the end. We'll do together. Okay. So we are ready to do our wall push-ups next. Now I am going to show you another progression. We'll do this first set again with the band, without the band, if that is a little too much for you with the band. So again, remember, work where you are because everybody's going to progress a little differently. So if you're not quite ready for the band yet, that's fine. You just work where you are. All right, so remember, take a minute to get yourself set, reposition as much as you need to, and then we're going to start with the elbows bent and some slack in the band. All right, so then we're pushing arms straight, pushing up into that resistance, and then lower down. Good. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, good. All right. So shake the arms out. I usually do like to just take a second or two and stretch your, taking the arms back just because these muscles are usually really tight on us anyway. And so any extra stretching we can do, the better. All right. So to get set up for the second set, so go ahead and go back to the wall if you want to do, if you know that's where you're at. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a couple of progressions. So how would you progress from doing a wall push-up to a wall push-up with the band? What would you do next, you know, if the band gets easier and you need to progress a little bit? So um, generally what you want to do with a push-up, because when you're standing, you're you're getting some weight from the body, so you're pushing up and pushing into those arms. But what you want to do is put more weight into the arms, and the best way to do that is to start changing the position from standing to eventually on the floor. Now, I'm going to show you a variation on how you can do that, and then this will give you a little rest time. And then we'll do the 12 together. So the next thing you would want to do is go to a chair. And so you're again getting a little bit more weight into the arms here. And you're just going to stay on the knees. Now your feet, just there's no weight in the feet, so whatever's comfortable for you. You still want to make sure that your back is straight. So tuck the chin back, straight line down the spine. And again, this is one you may need to reposition a little bit. So you're going to bend the elbows, keep them kind of down by your side. So your elbows are not out here. You want to keep them in kind of close like you do with the wall. So you're going to lower down, press back up. Now you can have your hands here. That puts a little bit more stress on the wrist. I tend to go here just so I can keep my wrist a little straighter, so you can see what works best for you. So a little more work here. And then from there, the next progression would be to take the hands on the floor. Now, I recommend staying on the knees, and you can keep the kind of the toes down and do them this way. So this is a lot more work. Keep your back flat. So make sure you're not dropping your belly down or sticking your butt up towards the ceiling. So back is nice and flat. You're going to lower down, press up. Okay, so that would be your next progression from there. And then again, of course, the full push-up, which is here. Um, I actually can't do full push-ups anymore. I used to do them a lot, and I think that's why I have shoulder problems. So I can still do them. I just regret it later. So um, I won't show you that, but I think most of us are okay to stay, you know, in one of these other positions for right now. So we'll go ahead and do that set of 12 if you haven't done them already. And again, just stay where you are. If you're still without band and standing at the wall, that is totally fine. All right, so let's get set here. And then again, bending, pressing up into that resistance. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, good. All right, so set the band aside. And again, I just wanted to, because we do wall push-ups a lot, and so I just wanted to show you some progressions if you are ready to move up with those. But again, stay where you are, even if it's still at the wall with no band. Okay, so we are ready to do those standing alternating reaches. This one again, I'm going to show you a variation, and I'll actually do that set, the second set in that variation. So what we want to do first is stand up behind that chair, step back just a little bit of a hinge. So I'm going to start by lifting my left leg and, or sorry, this is my right leg and left arm. I'm opposite of you. So, all right, so let's bring that right knee in, left arm in, and then extend. Remember, we're reaching from opposite directions, fingertips to the heel. Nice straight line down the spine. Make sure your neck is in alignment. And keep those abdominal muscles engaged. Good. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, good. All right, shake the legs out, and then we'll switch it over to the left leg and the right arm. So same thing, little hinge, pull the belly button in, nice straight line down the spine, keep the neck in alignment, and then we'll extend and in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right, very good. Okay, so just take a little rest. So we're going to do that second set here at the chair, just like we did. I am going to show you a progression for this one, and I'm going to do it in with the progression, but again, you stay at the chair unless you're ready to move out or move on from that one. So, all right, so I'm going to roll my mat out, and if you have your mat with you, go ahead and, you'll get it, use it for the next exercise. We are going to go on the floor today. Um, if you need to pause it, go get your mat. Again, benefit of a recording. So, all right, so we're going to get ready for our second set of those alternating reaches. So again, if you want to stay at the chair, go ahead and get yourself ready. Doing these on the floor, and you may have done these from at some point in time. Sometimes even they'll have you do them in like physical therapy. Let me make sure I have plenty of room here so I don't kick anything behind me. All right, so I'm going to start. Let's start with that right leg, left arm. So get yourself ready. Now on the floor, it's going to be the same thing. You're going to bring the right knee up, left arm in, and then we're going to extend. I think I'm going to have to move this a little bit here. There we go. All right, so we're going to extend and in. So same thing like you are doing standing at the back of the chair. So we are reaching kind of from the heel to the fingertips, keeping the back flat. So make sure you're not letting that belly button drop down towards the floor, or you're not arching the back too much. All right, let's finish these out. Should have one more big one here. Okay, good. All right, so again, just take a second, rest, and then we'll switch it over. And then this time we'll take the right arm with the left leg. Now, if you want to try these on the floor, make sure that that arm is kind of right underneath the shoulder. The wrist is right underneath the shoulder. If you come up here, you're not going to have a lot of stability. Same thing if you're too far back. That's why you want to try to get it right underneath here so you have that support on that on that shoulder. Okay, so get set for your left knee, left leg, and your right arm. So again, we're extending back. And so fingertips to heel. And I just look right at my mat if I'm on the floor here. Again, I'm keeping that neck in alignment with the spine. Now you're getting some balancing here, so if you want to try these on the floor, they are more difficult. It is a progression. Okay, good. This should be 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right, good. So either way, just kind of shake it out here. And when I'm on the floor and doing these, I like to kind of go into a child's pose, take the arms up, sit back onto the heels. And this is kind of a really nice stretch if you're on the floor. All right, so we're going to do one more exercise that's an add-on for this week. So this exercise we're going to continue on when we meet up next week. So we'll have one more exercise to do. Now, go ahead and again, grab your mat, set your mat out, pause the video if you need to. We are going to go onto the floor. This is the best way to do this exercise. Again, you can do it on if it's hard for you to get up and down off the floor, you can do this on a bed or on a sofa, something that gives you a little bit more support. But I really encourage you, if you can, to try to get to the floor because it's just a good exercise getting up and down off the floor. It's good to make sure those legs are strong enough. So, if for ever some reason, if you had a fall and you weren't badly hurt, you want to be able to get back up off the floor. So I encourage you to try it. Grab your chair, keep a chair close by. So when we do stand, if you need that chair to get up, that's the easiest way to do it. Something sturdy. Okay. So we are all going to come onto the floor for this one. And we're going to lay on our backs. So take your time, get down to the floor, and you're going to keep your knees bent. All right, now first thing I want you to do is kind of get the feet in underneath the knees. If your feet are way out here, you're not going to have quite as much support, so kind of bring them in a little closer to the body. They don't have to be way in here, but a little closer in. Now, when you lay on the floor, a couple of things to kind of check for yourself. If for any reason, like for instance, if you have kind of rounded shoulders forward and you lay on the floor, you may be kind of like this and you don't have a lot of support here. So you can grab a pillow, a yoga block, like I have, a towel, anything just to place underneath your head. And this kind of gets your head, your neck in a little better alignment because you don't want to be in that position. Um, and then the other thing to kind of watch is that if you, let me get that back in there. Um, if you lay down, if you have a lot of arch right here in your back, so if you can like slide your hand underneath your back, between your back and the floor, you have quite a bit of arch there. What I want you to do, and actually all of us are going to do this, we're going to kind of do a little bit of a pelvic tilt, tilting this way, and that's going to press that spine in the low back into the floor. Now, you're going to want to maintain this. So, this is that, you're engaging those abdominal muscles, you're supporting the low back. And if you do have quite a bit of an arch, where you can slide your hand all the way back underneath your back, it's maybe a little bit uncomfortable at first, but this kind of gets that spine into better alignment where it should be. And then also, this is just going to be a good starting position for the bridges that we're going to do. So we're going to maintain this little pelvic tilt. Spine is pressed into the floor. Low back is into the floor. Feet are pressing into the floor. All right, now we're just going to take the hands down by the sides. You can kind of press those arms down into the floor as well. Keep your neck in a neutral position, so looking straight up towards the ceiling. Again, have that pillow. Whoops, sorry. I just knocked my earpiece out. Let me reposition that. Okay, hopefully that didn't shut the volume off. Okay, bad thing about changing positions, it knocks the earpiece out. All right, so back to that position. We are going to lift from the hips. So from kind of the glutes, the low back, we're going to start to peel the spine up off the floor. We're going to lift here. We're going to squeeze the glutes. You're only coming to about mid to upper back. And then holding this, keep those abdominals engaged. Start to lower back down towards the floor. Good. And then take it up again, all the way up. Squeeze into the glutes, all the way back and down. All right, so we're doing 12 of these. So take your time. 3. And remember, don't just kind of flop back down to the floor. Really kind of think about peeling the spine up and then kind of slowly laying that spine back down to the floor. Good. 5. 6. 7. If you hear a noise, Bear is right next to me and he's snoring. So that's what that noise is. It's not me. Good. Kind of keep those inner thighs in towards each other. 9. 10. 11. And 12. All right, good. Okay, so we're going to stretch here by pulling the knees in towards the chest. If you can pull both knees in, or if you want to do one and then the other, you just want to pull the knees in towards the chest, and that is just going to kind of support that lower back a little bit. All right, so hold it. And then we will drop those feet back to the floor. And then we will do set 2. So again, imprint that spine into the floor, arms down by the sides, feet pressing into the floor, lift from the hips and lower down. So again, kind of think about pulling those inner thighs in towards each other as you lift up. You don't want the knees to fall apart. Lower back down. Remember, if you can kind of focus on right here, kind of squeezing those glutes and pulling those inner thighs in towards each other, that's where you get that benefit into the glutes. This is a good core exercise, low back into the glutes, really good for the hips. Good. And 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right, very good. Okay, so again, pull one or both knees in towards the chest. If you're doing one, make sure you pull that other knee in. And then let's hold this here, and then we're just going to kind of do some ankle circles here. And we're actually going to do some of our stretches here on the floor since we're on the floor already. All right, so let's set the left foot down on the floor, knee bend. We're going to straighten that right leg up towards the ceiling. So bottom of the foot is kind of flat. And then if you can, grab a hold of the back of that leg, pull it in just a little bit, but make sure your low back stays on the floor. So if you pull it in and you start to lift up, that's too much. So it may just be right here, and that's where your stretch is. That's fine. You can also, if it's hard to grab behind your leg, like I have my pants here, I can grab a hold of my pants and kind of pull them in. You can also use like a belt or a dog leash. I don't use the band because that's too much, there's too much give in that, but something sturdy like a belt or a dog leash, you can hold it. Hold it here. All right, good. Now we're going to take that right ankle and we're going to cross it onto the top of the left leg. So we're in that figure 4 stretch. Your right knee is out to the side, and you can stay right here. Take your right hand and just kind of press into that inner thigh. So you're kind of pushing your leg away from you. That'll increase the stretch. If you want to take this into a traditional stretch, you can bring that other knee in. That's a really deep stretch. So if you can't hold that, just stay right here because this gives you a good stretch as well. And when we're doing the stretches, in class, I usually hold them for 10 to 15 seconds. In general, you want to hold stretches for 20 to 30 seconds if you can. 30 seconds seems like a lot of time, but it does help to kind of loosen up the muscles. All right, over to that other leg. So we're going to pull the knee in, extend the leg up. And again, leg is nice and straight. You can bend the knee a little bit if you need to, if that's too much to straighten the leg. And again, you can either hold on to the back of the leg, pull it in a little bit, make sure the hip doesn't come up off the floor, or hold on to your pants, or grab that dog leash or whatever you have, and take it over the bottom of the foot. Hold it there. Okay, good. Now cross the ankle onto that right leg. And then this time we'll take that left hand and just kind of press that leg away from you. So again, that just gives you a little bit more stretch. If you want to deepen it, you can bring that right foot up off the floor. And that's really tight for me today, so I'm going to keep it right here. And make sure you're breathing through these stretches. Inhale and exhale. All right, good. Set both feet on the floor, and then we're just going to straighten the legs. And then if you can, take the arms above your head, kind of reach them up above you. Reach it as far as you can. I'm going to scoot down just a little bit here. Reach it up so you're kind of extending from the bottom of the feet to the fingertips. And if your arms don't go all the way to the floor, again, just kind of take them up where you can, or you can keep the elbows bent and stay here with it. All right, good. Okay, so we are going to come up to standing. So if you do have a hard time getting up off the floor, roll to your side. And then you're going to come up onto the hands, and then you're going to start to pull your knees underneath you. This is the best way to start to get up off the floor. Now, again, if you have that chair here, you're going to take your hands up, take a knee up, and then go ahead and stand. You can also go from here. You can take one knee up and then start to shift your weight over onto that other leg and then come all the way up to standing. Make sure you take your time. If you do happen to have like positional vertigo or anything like that, where changing positions, you get a little lightheaded or dizzy, take your time. Don't try to get up fast. Take as much time as you need to. Stand and then sit back down if you need to do that. So make sure to take those precautions if you need to. All right, so from here, let's take the hands behind the back. We're going to stretch the chest, lifting through the chest here. Take a nice big deep breath in. Exhale, hold it for one more breath in. And exhale. All right, good. And then let's take the arms forward. We're just going to do a little press of the arms forward. You can turn the palms out, thumbs up, or you can keep the knuckles forward and the palms facing you. Whatever works best for your hands. Press it forward, drop the chin towards the chest, and then we're going to reach forward just a little bit more. Hold it, take a deep breath in. Exhale. Good. Drop the arms down, shake them out, and then let's take that right arm across and go into a little bit of a shoulder upper back stretch. So just bringing that elbow across, opening up here into the side of that shoulder. Try to keep this shoulder down from your ear so you're not pulling it up here. So try to keep it down as much as you can. And hold. Good. Switch it over to the other side. Same thing. Hold it. Inhale and exhale. Okay, good. Drop that arm down. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down a few times. And then drop the shoulders down. We're going to take your right hand, right arm, and just kind of place it onto the low back, or kind of like right above your glutes, above your butt. Take your right shoulder down away from the ear. So bring that arm back, just kind of pulls that shoulder down. And then from here, we're going to take the left ear towards the left shoulder. So this is creating space into the right side of the neck. Hold it. Inhale and exhale. Good. Bring the head up and then take the left hand behind the back. Again, dropping that left shoulder down. And then take the right ear towards the right shoulder. Hold it there. Inhale and exhale. All right, good. Bring the arm down, shake them out, roll the shoulders back a few times. All right, we're going to stand up tall. We're going to take a nice big deep breath in. Reach the arms up. Grab a hold of your right wrist with your left hand. We're going to lift up and then little lean over towards the left. And then bring it back to center. Grab a hold of that left wrist. Reach it up. Lean it over towards the right. Good. Bring it back to center. Drop both arms down by the sides. Roll the shoulders back a few times. Good. And let's take a big deep breath in together. Reach it up as high as you can. And exhale all the way down. All right. Well, good job, everybody. If you have any questions on the exercises this week, please feel free to email me. You can text me if you want. And just, if you have any questions on anything at all, again, stay where you are at so you don't have to go into those progressions that I showed you. This is just kind of for your information. But if you're still at kind of where we started at, that's fine. Everybody progresses differently. You don't want to push yourself too much if you're not ready to progress to the next level. So again, any questions, let me know. I hope everybody has a good week. I hope the weather's nice this week, so maybe we can all get outside a little bit. And I will see you all back the following week. I think that is the 21st. Is that Monday? So everyone take care. And again, let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.